Okay. I don't know how to fucking start these videos, I'm gonna be honest. I think this is a good opportunity to go to the shop, talk about the upcoming season and stuff like that, so yeah, let's go to the shop. So we're here at the shop. I just pulled a Miata in. I just finished taking some stuff under the hood apart again and just checking it and servicing it, making sure it's good. This has been a bit of like a tough winter on the car, honestly, but it's been treating me pretty well, considering. But anyways, that's not why we're here. The reason why we're here is so that I can show you guys around the shop and just kind of talk about the 2021 season. So let's go do that. So yeah, this is basically the shop. It's kind of narrow, but it's enough space to get whatever you need to get done. Definitely enough space to work on this, enough space to work on a Corolla, and enough space to run what we've got to run. So grateful for it. We're stoked on it, and we're going to use it to its maximum potential. And yeah, we've got a really cool skylight. I was thinking of maybe doing like LED lights along like the edge of the skylight. That way when we turn them on, it's kind of at least looks more natural at nighttime. And also if they're LED, we can change colors and shit. That would be crazy. A lot of you guys want to know what's going on with 2021. So this year, the plan is to kind of basically follow the same guidelines. We're just going to go with the flow and see what the government says we're allowed to do or not to do. Oh, the skylight's leaking. Oh, man. Look at this. Can you see that? Can you guys buy more stickers and shit? Because, like, I'm just trying to film here and... man, this is not good. Got an open motor under a leaking skylight. That's like not even a 1-year-old skylight and roof. Okay. So 2021, you've got 8 rounds planned. The first of which is going to be at Cayuga in May. There's going to be 3 drift-only days, which is kind of sweet. Jover and I came up with a pretty decent plan called an extreme drift elimination challenge, where we basically have come up with 5 different competition formats that are all kind of fucked up. And we're just going to put them in a hat. And then at a certain time in the day, just pick one out of the hat. And if a majority of the drivers that have signed up want to participate in the competition, then the day gets switched to the format that we've ran in the past, where one line is competition and the other line is just for fun. And if they don't want to compete, then, you know, we just keep doing what we want to do. I know the drivers have always been really cool with going with the flow and going with our like weird, wacky formats. And, you know, it's ultimately because we're really just trying to change the perception of the sport overall, from the driver perspective and from the spectator perspective. Participatory and, you know, what's the other thing where you're looking in on it? Participatory and viewerpatory? Participatory? From a viewership, from a participation perspective and from a viewership perspective. Yeah, it sounds smart. Right, yeah. So that's a Cayuga. I think, you know, either it's going to be like a 3-round like super series where there's like it's this extreme drift elimination challenge thing, and we're fucking picking ideas and shit out of a hat and we're just winging it, or it's just going to be a fun drift. Either way, we're going to have a blast. It's going to be a great time. Entry's going to be pretty cheap. After Cayuga, we have Gamebridge, so we're just going to do the usual good vibes and spooky vibes. I think if Lou is open to it, we might still go to that track to do another video series. Last year, we would just get a different street car and drive to the track, film it for a lap and go back. So this year I want to do the same thing, except I want to film the actual trip to the track and back and make it more, instead of it being like a 1-minute video that's catered for Instagram, I want it to be a bit more of like a story where we kind of just show the car at its garage, show the driver at his home, just kind of show the person's daily rhythm in life and their commute to the track, because a lot of us are driving a couple hours to get there and back. So it's interesting seeing a lot of these cars that do have to drive hours to the track and back, do have to be relied on to get to work and just drive through and put up with like the bumps and potholes and stuff like that on a day-to-day driving basis, but still have wheel fitment and still look presentable. That's kind of stuff I really want to shine light on. So that's going to be a series that I pick back up. We're going to host 2 rounds at 3. So 3s is going to be interesting. We're still kind of talking about what exact dates they're going to be, but the track owner told me end of June and end of August. So it ultimately depends on the kart racing schedule. The challenge with hosting drift events on go-kart tracks is that we're really kind of dancing around the go-karting schedule. You don't want to host an event that's too close to a go-karting event, mostly because if we create any damage on the track, or there's like if there's a combination of bad damage and bad weather, we might put the track out of commission the next weekend, which can throw off their entire season. If all of that stuff does go through, June was going to be a bit more of a smaller event. We're probably going to run a few cars. Like, I don't want to run all of them. It'll be more of a tester. So if you want to come out to that event, send us a message. Whenever we test events, we try to bring up to 10 to 15-ish cars. In the past, it's always been very low key, like just kind of close friends, spectators show up. It's because they're from the town and we're kind of driving by, but these haven't previously been events that we would kind of talk about. They were always on the down low. I try to bring or invite a wide spectrum of cars. Like I try to invite like low power, high grip, high power, low grip, low power, low grip, high power, high grip. And I just try and get all the cars there and try different formats and just see what drivers are into. Yeah, so that's the plan for June. And then if June goes well, then August will open up the event a little more to allow a few more drivers and stuff like that. We have an event at Grand Bend. It's going to be a 2-day event, so that should be pretty crazy. Last time we ran a 2-day event, well, it wasn't a disaster, but it was like it did have its challenges. But that being said, it was also like my first year ever hosting an event or anything like that. So now I feel like we're a bit better equipped. And I think that this venue is also much better equipped to host a 2-day event. If you don't know where Grand Bend is, look it up. It's right by a beach. It'll be a really, I think, cool round to go to, even if you're not driving. The track layout's pretty cool. I think, honestly, if the weather's good, it's going to be a really, really, really fun weekend. So, fucking heater. So yeah, I guess that's it. There's really not much to talk about right now, but as we like continue to plan the season and get everything ready, we'll have a bunch more updates for you. So I'll see you then.